Hey everybody, we have Milk here, who is our winner today at Eagle's Nest. He won with his Omni DNA deck. And Milk, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Michael. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. Milk, would you be able to introduce yourself, please?
Absolutely. I am Milk. I've been playing since EX4/BT13ish. I've been playing at Eagle's Nest since about September. I've been playing for a little good amount of time at Eagle's Nest. Been waiting to win one, and it was on this deck, which I have been bad mouthing like crazy. So that about figures, yeah.
So we had 12 people today. Milk won in 4 rounds, going undefeated round per round against Shine Gray in the finals. Now we have his deck list here. So for the Shine Gray deck, you're playing Koromon for draw instead of maybe another draw card. Usually people are playing draw here, but I can see why you're playing Koromon. You've got DCGO or Digital Gate Open. Is there another reason you're playing this Koromon other than the draw and the Digital Gate Open?
It's just good early draw. The only other egg that is in that slot for this deck would be the Sumemon for the CS rookies, and then you'd run the EX4 searchers. Yeah, that guy right there, which would
Yeah,
just be like you play that for the rookies that you play, and then you draw one. You get a little bit more draw. I'm on Koro because I actually want the rookie turn one to die. Usually, it's to deny memory. Like against Gallantmon, I want no rookies on board so that they can't like gain a bunch of memory and do a bunch of stuff. Not that
sure.
that's really a relevant deck,
Or
but there's a
or
bunch of
even
decks that like to
Safaga
gain
does
one.
the same thing. And then for
Yeah.
the rookie lineup, you've got some searchers here. You've got Gabumon, you've got Agumon, you've got some graveyard or trash recursion. But you've got this Gabumon, which not too many people use. Why are you playing this Gabumon?
So the Gabumon is the most frequent rookie you have under the guy that you want to DNA. It's the end of turn DNA inheritable slot usually. That's why I'm on one of the CS Wargreymon for the scenarios where I need to use the Adventure Agumon to warp into that. I have more names that warp with the Greymon than I do names that warp with Garurumon. And the Agumon slot is a little less flexible because you need the Adventure Agumon, which is a very good card. If you're playing from behind or if you're playing ahead, it always comes up where you get to warp for 4 instead of for 6 with the Nokia guys, or for 8 by hard playing one of the guys, one of the level 6s.
You're not playing Nokia, but you do have the Wargrave that wants you to have a Nokia to warp. Does that hinder you in any way?
It does come up somewhat frequently where I have that card in hand and the Adventure Agumon, and I just use the Agumon's Warp Claws to get the Windowing effect.
Hmm.
But usually that card is there because the Trash one inheritable is really good in helping you get lethal.
Right, so here you have Trash one, whereas on this guy,
They're
you
both
also
Trash
have
one. It's just more
Trash.
names.
What's this guy do? Delete. Oh, okay, probably the worst inheritable, but you're not playing the new 81 level 6s at 4 ofs. You've just got them as a 1 of. You've got the BT17, the ones that you can hard play for a reduced cost as your 4 ofs. So why is hard playing your level 6 still better than the ones that can warp, or even this guy that doesn't do any warping?
Nokia just requires a lot of setup. It's not really setup that you have time to do anymore. With this deck, you do just have like, oh cool, turn 2, I have a level 6 and I have the Tamer. It's not super frequent that turn 2 you will make Omnimon, but you don't need like another rookie. You don't need to somehow find a way to put a 5 cost Tamer on board without immediately like losing the game by giving them a million memory like turn 3. It's just far less piece reliant, and you get to use cards that Nokia doesn't get to use,
Okay,
like the
like
the the BT17 tie and mat. The end of turn attack is really important for like Alter S, which is easily the best level 7 the deck has. Although 81 Omni is very good, and I've been thinking about maybe doing 381 Omni and 2 Alter S.
mhm.
But the main thing bottlenecking Nokia is you need Mat and Tie to make most of the Omnimons good, and you don't really have that synergy with Alter S because Alter S needs a way to attack after you make it. Otherwise, it just sits there and then it loses immunity, and they remove it, and it's easy to do that. Um, so it's just more oriented to using Alter S as much as possible. And because I don't need to find room for BT22 Omnimon, I get to run like 81 and Omnimon Ace, which usually Nokia build isn't really able to do.
Okay. Sure. And we'll go to your seven soon, but I just want to ask about this Greymon before we get there. There's been quite a bit of level 4 support for this archetype after this Greymon came out. There's been at least two sets of Garuru and Greymon, but you're not playing either of those. You're just with the original Secret Rare Greymon here. Is this still the best level 4 for the archetype? What's your what's your rationale for including him as your only level 4?
The Nokia level fours were pretty bad. I'm pretty sure everybody immediately like read those cards and were like, these are horrible. All they do is play like an Agumon or Gabumon with the cost reduced by 2 or Nokia. But the thing is, you're already paying 2 to Digivolve into it, so it's just like a bad training where you don't search. Um, I'm running this specifically because there are a lot of decks that will just like play an Uko in the face of Omnimon because they know you don't do anything early game. You don't have any like removal. You're just trying to cycle for pieces. It's a really nice card for those opponents that will try to take advantage of a weakness that I think the deck has, and like you just clear the rookie that they're kind of trying to win more on you with.
So
It's just really nice early removal.
it's like more of a toolbox card. You're only using it to clear rookies at the beginning of the game, or because your opponents will think that they could play Digimon out and get away with it, but you stop that with him. And then we
Yeah.
have the level sevens. So one Alter B, three Alter S, two of the new Omni, and one Ace. I saw everything come up in your games. Which Omnimon is the first? Like, is there an order? Oh, the first stack I want to go into this Omni, and then second stack this one. Is there an order to the Omnis, or it doesn't matter? You just go into the first one you find.
So it depends on if you actually have the option. The deck search power isn't too good. I'm on the little draw engine of the Tai and the Koro specifically just to get more pieces early game because it's a very piece reliant deck
Mm,
that doesn't really have the search to back it up. Usually it's just whatever comes up first, like whatever you have, but sometimes you'll have like Alter S and 81 Omni in your hand and you get to like choose one.
mm-hmm.
But at that point it is very matchup dependent. Like, do you think they'll be able to out partition without like, do you think you'll be able to out Omnimon without triggering partition by like de-digivolving it or source stripping? So sometimes you can just kind of sit on it, and sometimes you need like the blocker to stop them from just killing you. But usually the play is first you do Alter S, you swing, and then it spits out the bodies. And that way you'll get like the BT17 Megas have the on plays. Those are the only guys in the deck that have the on plays, aside from the 81 guys who are very conditional on how much you have in Tamers. But their on plays can come up. Usually it's just you're stunning one with Melga, and if you warped into Melga using another body, you'll get the effect that stuns. So you're just like you're going into Alter S, you're stunning a couple Tamers. You have MMK on board. You're threatening potentially an ace. Usually people don't know how many ace you're on. I've had people misplay themselves into a grave because they think that I have the ace in hand, but in reality I'm on one, and then usually I don't have it in hand. But sometimes I do just have it. You can even get to a situation where you're game one, game two, they don't see the ace, they just assume you don't have a game three, and then you have the one of, and you catch them off guard. And sometimes that just wins you the game because the card can just clear like 3 bodies or even more if they have more Digimon with the same level.
And then you have the Omnimon Alter B EX4 Secret Rare. When did you say you started playing? When EX4 came out?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've had this card back from when you were a newbie. Has this
No,
card?
actually.
No? Okay, so like you've let's forget about that then. So this card, the way that I saw you use it was for its trash effect, trashing the opponent's security. The last line here, you get to trash the opponent's security if you discarded 3 sources. But what's the whole idea behind this card? Is he just the finisher, or are you using everything like when digivolving and deleting? Like why is he in the deck, and how to what extent are you using his maximum potential?
It has a lot of removal. I think earlier today I used it for the D Digivolve 3 because I was super behind. I'm pretty sure I lost that game anyways, though. It's not really a card you use when you're behind. It's almost always a card you use when you keep turn making Omnimon and then you put it on top and it trashes too. It has a lot of removal and sometimes like I wouldn't even say it helps if you like miss lethal after going Alter B. I'm pretty sure at that point you just lose the game because you trashed all your defensive plays from under it. Like you can't partition those guys out anymore. You can't like Alter S play them back out. It's almost always just you have the War Greymon that trashes top security, and then you have this card with trashes too.
Hmm.
So it's just they're at third security and then they're dead. It's a really good lethal finder. Usually you need like multiple Alter S to do what this card does at just having it at 1, and you don't even need Alter S under it to do what it wants to do. If they like trigger Omnimon Ace, but then they pass, and like Omnimon Ace usually wouldn't be able to do the job. I just slap Alter V on top. It'll trash 3, and then I win. It's
Mhm.
really just a extremely good card that finds the lethal. There are a lot of Omnimon decks that don't run it. I think that's incorrect. I think you always want it at 1. It's not a win more card. I've heard people say that. It's literally it's Blitz Omni. It's you do not
Yes.
have lethal without this card. You have it in your hand, and now you have lethal. It's a really good game closer.
It's your capstone to your deck. And then uh we have the options in the tamers. I think Miraculous Mega Knight, this might be the wrong Mirac.
The right card. It might be the Japanese version though. It's ultimate when it should be
One,
Mega, I
two,
think.
three, four. Yes, you're right. So they had, there we go. We got the Miraculous Mega Knight. It's a 4 of, best option you could be playing. Digital Gate
Yep.
open.
There's
Combo
so
of
much Tamer stun,
so much
and it
tamer
really
stun, so
helps
you're
with getting that. Yeah.
right. So if they stun your tamer and you have this out, that's okay because you keep a reserve in your hand. Now you are playing 4 of this tie-in, Matt, but this was the one that you were most happy to see every game, and you're only playing
Mm.
3 of it. I mean, the memory setter aspect doesn't stack, but you really wanted to take advantage of that draw when you attack. So, uh, it. I mean, is this mat just as important as the tie-in mats, or is it just there for a turn 1 or turn 2 swing?
So this deck has a really big issue where you get choked and you can't play. The Memsitter aspect is really nice, but it's not really the reason you're running it. It's also a really nice little draw engine you have with Koromon. You know, turn 2 you push up, you swing,
Mhm.
you gain 1 or you draw 1 off the tie, and then you draw 1 off the Koro. In a deck with searchers that will whiff on like most of the deck, it's like really nice to just have an innate draw engine that's in archetype that you can just kind of lean on. The biggest merit to this tie is late game you can bottom deck it to play the adventure mountain tie, which will just be another gain 2 and recurs from trash for 0 memory, which is really good. Or you could bot deck it to play the Adventure Agumon, the mono black one from the BT21. And then you can use that with like a Gabumon that you already have on field. Maybe you're pushing up and then you're bot decking and doing the Gabumon play. Or maybe you're miraculousing out the Gabumon. And you only need 2 Mountain Ties to keep turn doing that. And if you keep turn into Alter S, usually that just means you win the game on the spot. Alter
So
S is doing 3 checks, then you make another Omnimon, and that's just lethal from there.
So compared to Nokia, it's cheaper to set it up. You're still getting draw power. You don't have to use up a rookie to get your search because you're just gonna swing. Whereas Nokia, you have to sacrifice a rookie on the board to maybe it's a Gabumon to do your draw. And then when you're done with him, you could just bottom deck him to play out a more important Tamer or an Agumon for your warp. So it seems like a very versatile card that's helping you. It's helping you at all stages of the game. Then we
Yep.
have the last 2 cards here, the 2 tie-in mats. One is a 4 of, the other is a 2 of. Is there a reason this guy's preferred more by you than this one?
It's exclusively the last line of text on BT17 Math Type, which is one of your Omnimon may attack a player, which is extremely important with Alter S because Alter S needs to attack to fulfill its purpose. It's only immune for the turn.
Hmm.
Sitting on the card doesn't do anything. You always want to attack with Alter S the turn you make it, or you pretty much are just wasting your turn and your resources, and you're probably just losing the game. If you for some reason have to make Alter S on your turn and then you pass, every deck pretty much is just going to remove that.
Yes.
Um, Cycling Alter S for the on plays for the stuns, that's like where your bread and butter comes in. Then it plays out the sourceless level 6s, which cannot be digivolves, so their only answer to out it would be in a way that it's either by battle, which if they're unsuspended, there's like exclusively Vortextramon and maybe Beat Break soon that can out a Digimon that's unsuspended by battle, or they have to walk into Miraculous, and from there you put them in like 50-50s of, oh, well, if I out this, they can DNA from hand, but if I attack, they might have Omnimon Ace, and that's a really big part of why I like this deck, except the grind that playstyle promotes requires a lot more setup than like a lot of decks now that just push up like turn 3 and kind of just walk all over you. But if you get lucky, you can actually put them into very, very fun like 50-50s where they have to like choose what they think the best course of action is, and they don't know what's in your hand.
And do you have any closing comments about your deck? Any last uh, bits of advice?
Don't build it. It's not. It's not good. This deck right now, I think, is barely able to maybe steal wins, but it is so piece reliant, and I got abysmally lucky today. Pretty soon, I think BT26 will officially make this deck completely unplayable. Junomon can consistently push up turn 2 or turn 3. Turn 2 is a little more rare, but by turn 3, they're usually pushed up, and they're either OTKing you or putting up a board that will laugh at a deck like this. There's just like so much speed coming out, and all they gave this deck was a level 7, and you still have searchers that will either grab 1 or 0. So
Yes, that happened to you
this
today
deck has
too.
a lot of issues.
This
Twice in the
Gabumon,
same round, actually. Yeah,
it failed you miserably. Well,
and that's the best searcher in the deck.
yeah.
That's one.
All right, Milk. Thanks for the interview. Thanks for playing at Eagles, and congratulations on coming first today. Looks like the tournament's over, and there we go. Your standings are updated. Congrats again, and have a great night.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael.